For years, people have been overlooking Cumming. Everybody's so stuck on Alpharetta and Suwannee. Cumming has a lot to offer. I grew up in Cumming. My grandparents lived over off Lake Lanier on Jotham Down Road. And obviously 40 years ago, it was a little bit more of a country vibe. So it's been exciting over the years to see how Cumming has really grown into its own. But like all cities, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Make sure you watch till the end because there's some tax information that I think is really important for you to know if you're going to be making a move to Cumming. Welcome back. I'm Ashley Lazarian, a local realtor selling the suburbs of Atlanta for the last 18 years, helping people like you make a move. Cumming has always just had a slower pace of life. It's not the constant hustle and bustle of some of the surrounding cities that you see, like Johns Creek or Alpharetta, even Suwannee. That being said, Cumming has grown into its own in a big way the last few years. There's tons of shopping. You've got the collections at First Sight, which is like an outdoor mall vibe. Then you've got the Strip where there's a Target, Home Depot, Michaels, Costco, TJ Maxx. Everybody needs to know where the TJ Maxx is. And now you've got the Cumming City Center. It's full of charm here. There are local restaurants, there's a coffee shop, shaved ice, putt-putt, and the amphitheater has already hosted so many great shows since it opened. You might have seen plans for the Gathering. If you've been over to the Battery in Marietta, which is right next to the Brave Stadium, I think this is gonna kind of have that same vibe. However, the plan is to build a 780,000 square foot arena that would then attract an NHL team. The Gathering would house almost 2 million square feet of restaurants, shopping, condos. It's also gonna have workspace. You're starting to see more of that live, work, play out in the suburbs to kind of give each suburb its own little city, if you will. This isn't 100% a go yet, but it's pretty close. And while you have all of the urban suburban vibes here at Cumming City Center, just on the street about 15 to 20 minutes, you've got Lake Lanier. You honestly get the best of both worlds. You've got all of your modern conveniences with shopping, restaurants, grocery stores at your fingertips, but then you can literally jump on the boat and act like none of this even exists. Like I said before, Alpharetta many times is the city that actually prompts the first phone call in making that move to Georgia. I've made plenty of videos on Alpharetta, so if that's a city you're interested in, make sure you check those out. I even did one here that compares Alpharetta and Suwannee, as those are two of our top sought after locations. Many times people fall in love with the idea of Alpharetta. However, once you check out those Alpharetta prices, Cumming starts to look a little more appealing. Cumming has a great location, so we're about 40 miles north of the city of Atlanta. So if you're needing to commute in for work, you can jump on Highway 400 and be into the city in about 45 minutes. There's parts of Cumming that sit right on the waters of Lake Lanier, other areas that are a bit further north, heading up into Dawsonville, and they're going to be a bit more rural. And then you've got areas of Cumming that literally border Alpharetta and give you that urban suburban vibe where it kind of gets close to Halcyon and Avalon. When it comes to housing here in Cumming, you're going to really notice that there's a wide variety of houses. A lot of them were built in the 80s and 90s. You're also going to notice that there are a lot of homes that aren't in neighborhoods, so to speak. They're off of a main road or off of a side road. A lot of people here in Cumming really enjoyed having their own space and having a little bit more acreage. And then you're also really going to notice there's a lot more new construction options here in Cumming. With Cumming kind of waiting a little bit longer to do development compared to some of the surrounding cities, there were a lot more land opportunities, ergo builders had more opportunity to come in and buy up land and build some of these new construction communities. The problem with this though is the cost. So because land is a little bit more expensive now than it has been in the past, new construction opportunities are expensive. For example, at the start of 2020, the average sales price here in Cumming was around $372,000. Fast forward a couple of years, we're in 2023, the average sales price here is around $600,000. That's almost a $300,000 increase. So what about taxes? Forsyth County luckily has always been on the lower end of taxes with only a 0.89% going towards your property taxes. You have to make sure that you budget for your taxes because obviously with home prices going up, your taxes will go up along with that. Good news though, the governor of Georgia actually passed a bill in 2023 that will give you a credit towards your tax bill, allowing you to budget a little bit easier for those increases. For property owners here in Cumming, I'd say that's a win. One of the number one things that people consider when they're thinking about making a move is schools. And I get it, I'm a mom of two. When my husband and I were looking at making a move, one of the number one things, if not the number one thing that we were thinking about is schools. Neighboring Suwannee and Alpharetta have always been sought after, and thankfully Cumming has you covered in that area as well. Schools as a whole throughout Metro Atlanta have really experienced growth. For many locals though, that's the thing, they don't really want the growth, especially at this rate. Housing prices have increased, population in the area has drastically increased, therefore traffic has increased. If, or dare I say when, the gathering is built, that will add yet another layer of traffic to this area. Change is inevitable. Cumming is evolving. And while change can be new, scary for some, change can also be good and bring opportunities. No matter which side you're on, Cumming is a city to watch. There's so much to do here, local events going on. And if you want to stay up to date on local events, make sure you signed up for the newsletter because we send that out every week with new things. You can always reach me at ashley@myhaventeam.com. Until then, I'll see you next week.